So a bit of a freak storm. October usually doesn't see this kind of snow in Colorado. Looks like we've got 11 inches on that. They had pretty much predicted 4 inches of snow, so it's more than they were saying that we were going to get. But kind of looked at the weather pattern last week and went, no, that's a lot of low pressure systems south of town. I think this is going to be a lot of snow. So didn't surprise me much. Drove around yesterday and a lot of people slipping and sliding. I guess I've got really good tires on my car because I didn't have much of an issue at all. Sunday night we had our usual family call to connect with each other, but it was a little different this week because we'd each seen them individually this week, but they just hadn't really seen each other. Monday night was my school's annual trunk or treat event. I attended with my TSA chapter, and our trunk's theme was bad movies. After trunk or treat, I started prepping for my Halloween costume. One last good look at my beard, with a before and an after. Yoo-hoo! Big summer blowout! Not only was it a fun costume in and of itself, but with the rest of the performing arts department, we were strong contenders for the Halloween costume contest. Melissa and her friends also dressed up at the library as well. And at the end of the day, I trimmed back the whole beard so it was all the same length. Funny story as to how we ended up at Beau Jos tonight. GQ made an announcement that if the Broncos beat the Chiefs on Sunday, an extremely unlikely probability by the way, GQ said that they would give away a free Sasquatch sandwich to all of their customers. Well, Broncos pulled it off, so we went up to GQ so that Melissa could claim her sandwich, and shocker, GQ had run out of the brisket necessary to make their sandwich. Well, if we made a 20-minute drive for a non-existent sandwich, at least we could grab a fantastic second best. Defaulting to Beau Jos is never a bad thing. My father-in-law's birthday is Saturday, so I made the trip up with Melissa on Thursday so that we could celebrate. Today at school was an in-service day. Before I talk about the in-service day, I'll probably acknowledge that on my way home from school, I did get a haircut because the Halloween costume made me trim my beard down. I thought it was pretty ridiculous that my head still looked like it had a mop on top of it. So solved that on the way home from school. Got a haircut to kind of match the beard. Hopefully it all comes back even and clear. So the focus of the in-service day today was social and emotional learning. And so we spent the day talking about students with anxiety, students with depression, students that can't learn because their brain is processing other things at the time. And so they don't do well in an educational environment because their emotions are too high. While I do value a lot of that information, it's not generally my approach to teaching. My general approach to teaching, because the majority of my students are introverts in computer science, it's a safe place for an introvert to come. And one of the things that we talked about in one of the sessions about caring versus teaching, that those two kind of live side by side the entire time. But when you teach an extrovert, you really have to kind of help them with their current needs, I guess. You have to acknowledge the situation that they're currently in so that you can help them learn things that will be valuable to them in the long run. Where I would say the majority of introverts, not all, and not all extroverts are the other way, but the majority of introverts, you show them that you care about them because you help them with their long-term goals, and by helping them reach their long-term goals, it helps them see that you care about them in their short term. And so the majority of my classes, we don't sit around and talk about feelings because introverts don't like sitting around and talking about feelings. I would say that most of my students that have had me for, probably not the people that have had me a single semester, but those that have had me for at least 2 semesters, probably, I would say, would generally feel that I care about them. I feel that the care comes through my curriculum, not because we sit around and talk about feelings, talk about situations. So today was kind of weird for me because it doesn't fit with my teaching paradigm. I did participate. I did do all the different activities. I didn't just sit in the back like an absolute lump. I was involved in the activities, but when I thought about how my classroom runs and how a normal classroom runs and how most of the students in the school, when they come into a classroom, they've just come in from the hallway, they've come in from all the activities, and being in a classroom, suddenly you need to go through some meditation, you need to go through some breathing exercises, where I would say that most of my students, they come in and being in the classroom and working on something, having something to focus on, really helps them come to the classroom. We don't need breathing exercises. In 25 years of teaching at the school, there was one year that I had a student that was like, Mr. McKnight, at the beginning of the year, we didn't do any icebreakers. We didn't do any types of activities. And so I don't know the people around me. I don't know who the people in my classroom are. And, that feels really weird to me. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I mean, yes, students want to know who the people around them are, but generally that's extroverts. That's not the introverts. The introverts care about what the people around them know. I could be wrong. Give me comments down below if you think that I don't understand how introverts work with caring. I would love to get some insight, but 25 years of experience and my own personal interaction, I don't see that that's how that works. One of the comments that was made in one of the sessions today was, students don't know why we break into small groups to work on activities. They don't understand the value of that. I'm like, I don't understand the value of that. As an introvert, I generally don't like group work. I don't understand why teachers generally force people to be in groups and work that way, because I don't think at least in engineering type fields, that there's a whole lot of value to that. You do need to know how to work with people. You do need to know that everybody can contribute their part, but most introverts and most A students, when we break into small groups, it's all about everybody's going to rely on me to do the work. I need an artistic person that has good handwriting to do that part of the activity, but as far as all the understanding and putting the knowledge out, I know that me and maybe one other person in the group are going to do that. And so I don't generally value group work, and I think it's interesting how the world really focuses on group work type activities. There was a book, I'll look it up and put a picture here, but the book was called Quiet, and right off the top of my head I can't think of the name of the author, but it really helped put skin on being an introvert in an extroverted world. Was that Susan Cain? It might have been Susan Cain. Let's go with Susan Cain. Reading that particular book helped me see that there are more people like me, that there are more people that understand that process. So I'm curious if our next in-service day might be an in-service day about how to teach introverts. Maybe we'll work on that next time. So that was my in-service day. So now I'm glad to be home and relaxing a little bit before we go to Little Shop of Horrors tonight. So hopefully we'll catch some footage of that, and so we'll see you later tonight. Didn't record any of the play itself, but I was really impressed with the job that my friend Mike and his students did, particularly creating the Audrey 2 puppets. So fun show, and had a great night.